Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Mayleen Ramey on the line, and she is co-founder and creative director over at Outside the Ball. Mayleen, welcome to the show.
Hello, thanks for having me.
So I'm excited to get you on this phone interview because normally you're in front of the camera, which we're going to get more into that and what you're doing over at Outside the Ball. But before we do that, let's get a little bit more into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
All right, well, let's take it back to, I just have to start with saying tennis is a big part of my life. So we'll kind of start there. I grew up playing tennis. I started when I was 3 and played competitively as a junior, grew up playing, and then ventured into studying business economics at university and was destined to be an accountant. So tennis will come back into play. You're going to wonder why I brought it up. But I started not really knowing what I wanted to do, but kind of followed my parents' advice and did something very practical. So I was studying business economics at UCSB, Santa Barbara, off to be an accountant. And then upon graduating, decided I did not want to be an accountant anymore and was trying to figure out what to do. And one day I was watching a travel show on E. It was called Wild on E. I don't know if anyone remembers it, but it was the travel show where the host, Brooke Burke, would go around the world and go to these fun places and go on holidays. And I was thinking, hey, I do that. And at the time, I had no experience in TV, hosting, production, anything, but decided to explore that as an option. So being in Santa Barbara, which is very close to LA, I did some research, figured out that there are these open castings and submitted myself and got called in for an audition to host a show, an extreme sport show that was airing in Japan. And I went in extremely nervous, but did my work, learned the lines, did the audition, and they hired me. So that propelled me into the world of television from economics. And that's kind of what jump-started my career. So from there, I went on to host shows on MTV. I was a VJ for MTVU. I worked at ESPN. I've hosted car shows and gaming shows and music shows and a lot of sports, and eventually ended up at E, hosting for E! News and then Tennis Channel. So that's kind of how it all started for me.
Wow. So you, I mean, quite a career, and I can see how, we have these pivots. So you go to school for one thing, and then you're like, I don't necessarily want to do that, and you do something different. I think a lot of people, there's some younger entrepreneurs and people that are just getting started in their careers, also right now. So maybe where you were back when you were just graduating. That being said, what kind of advice would you give to that new college grad that's out there and just really getting started? Because you've managed to pivot and make a successful career of it. What kind of advice would you give to them?
Yeah, I've had a couple of major pivots where I was going down a path because I thought I was doing something that I should do. The first was what my parents thought I should do. And then I pivoted and got into TV. And then after years in TV, I pivoted again and thought, I should start my own business. So I look back at these moments and it seems like I was so fearless in those moments, and I do sometimes wish I could do those again, because there are moments in my life now where I have ideas and thoughts and doubts, and I look back and think I should have been as confident and fearless as in those moments. I think it becomes harder with time and as you get a little older. So I think when you're graduating from college and you're trying to figure it out, it's a time to be fearless. and you have time to make mistakes and to take risks. And I think you ultimately should, because if you don't do it then, it's going to come back to you. It's always going to be there in the back of your mind. I should have done this. I should have done that. Had I gone and interviewed to work at an accounting firm, I think ultimately I would have ended up here in one way or another. It just would have taken me more time. So I'm grateful that I made the decision early on. And because of that, I've been able to make a few more pivots since then.
That's awesome. Great advice there. I also want to switch it up. So I want to get into what you're doing now at Outside the Ball. So first, tell me a little bit more about the company, please.
Yeah, so Outside the Ball is a content channel and a TV show that covers tennis, but the off-court and the lifestyle of tennis and the tennis pros. So it came about because I was working at E! News, and then I was working at a TV show called OK TV, which was a nationally syndicated entertainment news show. And prior to that, I had worked at Tennis Channel hosting a travel show. So when I was kind of between these worlds, I was seeing parallels and seeing a bit of a gap in the market. I love tennis. I grew up playing tennis. I love covering the lifestyle of tennis, but there was a gap in the way that tennis players were portrayed, and there was a little bit of a wall between their personalities and the fans and the connection between those things in the sport. So you weren't seeing what these people were doing off court, or what kind of music they were listening to, or what they were doing at home. And whereas if you watch something like E! News or any entertainment news show, you get a lot of that from the celebrities. So I thought, what if we create a platform, a channel that showcases tennis pros, like the top tennis pros, and what they're doing just as people. So I launched in 2015. We started as a YouTube channel, and because of my background in the sport, I was able to get access to these players and work with tennis brands. And since then, we've kind of built from there. So we have weekly content. We put out 2 to 5 different new videos a week, short form videos on our YouTube channel and our social channels. And then we're also doing a longer format TV show, which comes out this March on beIN Sports USA and International. So that was the idea, and that's how it all got started. So it kind of went full circle. I started with tennis. I went off, learned some business stuff, did some TV stuff, and now here I am living and working in the sport every day.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. And to create the content and create, I mean, it's not easy to create the type of following you have, the type of views you have, and also the quality of content. So it's no easy feat for the creators out there, as everyone's aware. So that being said, if somebody wants to engage with your content and learn more, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yes, they should watch all of the videos at Outside the Ball.
All of them. Binge.
All of them.
You will binge now.
And that's how they'll learn. The best way to learn is to watch all the videos. If you're a tennis fan, I guarantee you will not see tennis interviews like this. They're very candid. They're very fun. We're going to parties. We're like the fun, glamorous side of the sport. So we have a website, outsidetheball.com. We're also on social. We have a YouTube channel. We have over 18 million views on our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram at Outside the Ball, and also Twitter, outside_the_ball. And you can follow me as well if you want to see what it's like to run this company and to travel the world and put all this together at Mayleen Ramey.
Fantastic. Well, Mayleen, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and also all the great work that you're doing over at Outside the Ball to bring content to the tennis fans of the world. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes store, share it with your friends and family, all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Mayleen, thanks again for coming on the show.